Hi everyone, this is David here. Right behind me is the cathedral at the city center of Saigon. And finally the lockdown is over, so I'm gonna show you a little bit of the city. Finally we are outside. 120 days of lockdown was lifted last week in Vietnam. And even though we still have social distancing measures, now the parks are open and we can just pretty much enjoy time outside, buy takeaway food, coffee, and so on. So recently I've been spending a lot of time in the city center. In front of us, that is the Notre Dame Saigon, still remaining from the colonial times. The architecture is very dominant in the city center, and it's beautifully kept and renovated. As you see, the cathedral is being renovated as well. A couple of days ago, when I was here, I've seen squirrels at the trees, which was very cute and somehow reminded me of London. In the central parks in London, I've seen a lot of squirrels running around and getting close to people. So let's see what else we've got here. The traffic is very busy. We've got a lot of people coming and going, finally doing business as usual. The Grab drivers are everywhere. And generally, just look at this. I love it. The parks, the trees, they're beautifully kept generally to enjoy for everyone. And there are more and more people enjoying the park life too. And there you go, the cathedral under renovation, so you cannot really get a full picture of it. But right next to it is the other famous landmark. One of the most Instagrammable locations here is the post office, that is actually still serving as the post office, the main post office of the city, which is quite wonderful. And I've seen a lot of people taking selfies here. Now it's during the day, so not so much, but I've seen a lot of medical stuff actually, doctors, nurses taking photos with the landmarks after the lockdown was eased and the pressure on the healthcare system eased a little too. So I was very happy to see just the people being happy, enjoy being outside, and also the healthcare, the frontline workers enjoying their time off too. So a few more shots from the city center. I really like actually the planning in the city. There is a lot of green, much more green that you can expect in many of the city centers, maybe with the exception of Paris or Amsterdam. So there's a lot of trees, little hidden parks, and generally I think it's very important, because otherwise the city is very noisy, loud. Okay, where I'm heading now is the walking street. It's the largest shopping street here in Ho Chi Minh City. Of course, it is surrounded by beautiful buildings and parks and trees and plants that you will see very soon. So yeah, let's head towards it. Generally, these streets are very flooded. When I was here around 2 years ago, you could barely move. There were so many people. Well, now it's still much more accessible by foot. Look at that, it's beautiful. I just love how the historical buildings are completely renovated here. And generally everything is quite clean and revamped in the city center. Actually, some European capitals could be jealous of this. This is the start of the walking street. It starts with this beautiful park, fountains, and some of the office buildings and viewpoints. I don't know if you can see up there, but there is a viewpoint up there that you can check the harbor. There are a lot of people taking selfies with the reopened reopened cafes and restaurants, generally just outside. As you can see, the walking street is still pretty much isolated, even though I have to add that now we are Friday afternoon, it is still pretty much working hours, so it's gonna be much more full. It's gonna be much more full, much more crowded once the working hours are over, and this will be full of people. Well, now I've got pretty much the whole walking street to myself. Yeah, I remember 2 years ago you could barely move here. Actually, I don't think anybody is missing that. So I don't think anybody is missing the crowd, but somewhere in between. Okay, this is one of the most interesting buildings at the walking street, which is full of coffee shops. I think the legend has it that it was supposed to be demolished and some modern office building to be built there, but people kind of protested, and then they started opening up coffee houses there, and now it's like a very popular hipster coffee shop place with live music and specialty coffee.